Hey guys, it's Wolf Inc. here with another Railroads Online video. And today, as you can see, we're going to take back all the empty cars that are over here at the smelter. And they were at the iron mine, and we're going to take them all the way back over to the crossover. I brought Henry over here just kind of play around and see if I could get the track working to where he can get over here, which now it is. We're gonna be taking Davis with him because Davis is gotta be with these cars going back over to the crossover because Davis is between the smelter and the crossover. So Davis is gonna come with us to be in the right spot. Jack's is up there in his right spot, and then Henry will be in his right spot, and it'll be all great. It'll be just how it's supposed to be. So everything is all emptied out. The only thing that we have left over here is the 5 hoppers all the way up at the iron mine. So we're gonna get Henry all fueled up here and ready to go. Start getting him cooking. We're gonna get Davis cooking here in a second too. Alright. Once they get to temperature, we will go ahead and head out, and I will see you guys when that happens. Alrighty guys, they are all ready to go, all at temperature. Davis has built up his pressure and so has Henry, so let's get on out of here and let's get back over to the crossover yard and figure out what we want to do with all these cars. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to set Davis to a nice 10% reg, kind of get things rolling a little bit, and then we're gonna set Henry here to a nice 10% to get things going. All right, let's go ahead and get up and get going, shall we? So this is pretty awesome. I am going to go ahead and I'm thinking about doing a series on the Snow Runner like I was talking about in the last episode. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. As of right now, why not? You know, let's go ahead and do it. We'll do Railroads every Monday and Friday, and then we'll do Snow Runner every Wednesday or something like that. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. So I think that's what the plan is what that is going to be. Oh, I forgot to mention, we are pulling a lot of cars. This is 18 tier 2s and 13 tier 1s. Or not tier 1s, tier 3s. So they're all empty, obviously, but we got to get them taken over to the crossover yard so we can start getting them loaded and where we need them to go. So here in a little bit we'll go ahead and get that. A lot of this, which is sad, a lot of this complexness is about to go, like that bridge right there and that bridge over there, because I'm about to go rework that whole line quite a bit farther back and get it to come in the way I wanted to into the smelter from the iron mine. So a lot of it will be gone, but it does look kind of cool, so I might leave that for something else in the future that we can do, so we have track that's kind of just spiraling around itself. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start picking up some speed here. Okay, we got Davis. We might need to run back to him and push a little bit more. We are almost to the ravine now, or we're entering the ravine. This is going to be an interesting point, because from here, once we get into the ravine here, we're going to be pretty much hitting a flat and downwards grade. So somehow we're going to have to figure out a way to control this beast, because you got the weight of Davis there behind us. I think what we're going to end up doing is probably breaking. We're still going to probably break with Henry, but once we start getting up to a little closer to the flat part, we're going to go ahead and cut Davis's power, so then it's just all on Henry. And Henry should be able to handle it until we start the downhill. So we will see. didn't lose anybody, did we? Does not look like it. Awesome. It's what we like to see. Okay, here we go, guys. Look at this view. I don't think I've ever been able to really show off this view, but look. That is insane looking. That is awesome. That's kind of like our mini tunnel right there, because then you come onto this side of the mountain ridge and bam, it's just like, wow. It's awesome. Everybody coming along? We're gonna apply a nice 7% brake on him so it keeps him going the direction, or keeps the cars behind him slowing down at a nice tension no matter what. So we're going at Davis's pace and Henry can control the speed, which is what we want. Davis will keep the right amount of tension on those cars at the right pressure, and Henry will be able to let the slack will be gained between Henry's tender and him, and Davis and Henry's tender. That slack will sit there in between those cars, or between the two locomotives, as we go down. So as we need to start slowing down some more, the tension will increase, but Davis will always keep the same amount of pressure unless we can really slam it. So that is the nice and beautiful thing about having two locomotives pulling. And yes, he's on the front, and I'd prefer to have Davis on the back. With this long of a train, it's really kind of not a good idea to have your locomotive spread out that far when you're doing it by yourself. But this way, I can control the speed of the whole train from these two locomotives. Eventually, once we start getting to about here, though, we can start getting ready to start switching. We're gonna go ahead and go the interesting way I probably shouldn't go, but I really kind of want to show it to you guys, so that's what we're gonna do. Come over here. See, we have an extra switch over here. I sure hope I got the trees all cut off on this route, because I don't think I did. Oh no, we cannot go that way. We cannot go that way. I forgot. And before I left, I remember telling myself, hey, don't go that way. You're gonna wreck if you go that way, because if we look, we're only gonna make it so far. Track kind of stops. I forgot that I didn't actually hook up the middle piece of the track yet. It wouldn't take long. The groundwork's already there. Did it really stop? I thought it would continue rolling by now. We're gonna get to a nice consistent braking point going through this corner. Okay, we got full weight on you, Henry. Full braking force on you, my guy. Let's give him a little less braking. Oh, not that much. There we go. I'll set him to... No, he's gonna end up stopping. Good there. And yeah, then we'll just use that track to get over into the crossover. For right now, anyways. Who's got the brakes? You've got the brakes? Yeah, you do. Alright, so we'll let the train kind of sit here and straighten out on this main line right here for a second. That is an S-curve, and that is really bad. I did not realize how bad that was. No, it should make it over it, but that's just, look at that. That is definitely not a fun piece of track. But yeah, that's that one track I was talking about that comes in, and that's the way we were going to take until I remembered I didn't complete the middle section of the track. So we're going to end up crossing over both lanes. It just is a nice way to kind of take us straight into the crossover from the smelter, instead of getting on the main line like this, and then having to back up like we're about to do. Because backing up, it's going to be a pain. We may even just let it roll all the way out. I think it's what we're going to do, is we're going to actually let it roll all the way down to that siding, and then we're going to back it slowly up, so that way we have all these diamonds to sit here and pull cars and whatever we want to pull, and however we want to do it too. Whoa, 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 whoa. We got a derail, homies. Oh, we're losing our train. We're losing the back half. New. Guys, what do we talk about? You guys gotta behave. Yeah, you guys have to behave and you know better. Alright, awesome. That's gonna be the one problem with that line that I just kind of figured out. Yeah, when you're sitting on the track, you're not gonna be able to come in that way. Good news is, though, yeah, you won't be able to come into the, what is this? The crossover yard either. But, with that being said, is you can still come out of the logging camp. And I did go redo this, by the way, this line. Because now, this line right here has access to this diamond, which is pretty cool. But, there's no longer a return switch for the logging camp. No more. I was like, So now, when you're coming down from the freight depot, wherever you're taking tier 1s, you just, or your tier 3s, you go down that track right there and you come around just like you always have. Then, if we come up around here, oh, this looks so goofy, just don't mind this. It looks so goofy, I know, I'll work on it. But as you come through here on your normal way through, you'll come back on this track, and it looks like it's the same track, but it's really not. Because the actual old track used to sit right there on that grade, which I might move this back over just a little bit. But we're coming through here, and then we start straightening out right here, running parallel with the main line. We have a siding track right there to back some cars up into, so they get tier 3s or whatever. And then right here, then this would be technically a return line switch, where we can hop back onto the main line after we get through that switch right over there and head on back down to the freight depot. So if you're making a cell loop from the freight depot to the logging camp, you can just hit those two switches and bam, you're back on the main line. Otherwise, which 9 times out of 10 what's going to be happening is you're going to be coming down this track, which takes you straight, or is the crossover siding, and then you can either hit your diamonds from there and make your big loops and go to the sawmill from here, the hook it and go back towards the frickin' um, smelter. Like, you have all these different options. Alrighty, guys. We are done taking down that train, debuilding it, and putting it away. We have finally got those cars over here, which I've been dreading to do for the longest time, and we finally have them over here. So, between now and next episode, I'm going to probably go and get them filled up. I may add in a few more tier 2s. Let's see what our money's at. Oh yeah, we're going to definitely have a few more tier 2s in here. And, because the siding can go out just a couple more cars. We could probably put like 2 more or 3 more cars in here. And then where Betsy's at currently is going to be car storage too. It's just a pretty good storage spot to keep her for the moment. I did not plan on using this track as a debuilding track, but it's actually pretty neat because it's on this grade, and all the sidings are on this grade except for, nope, they're all on the grade. They're actually all on the same grade, which is 3%, but they just started at different times and obviously are wider than the other. But that track right there is the return line for the logging camp. Then you have the debuilding line right here, and then we have our tier 2s, tier 1s, and 2 tier 3s, And then if we need more space for the tier 2s or whatever else later on in the future, where Betsy's at will be perfect, and I can extend these sidings out, make them, and go around and do all kinds of crazy stuff with them. Uh, the track looks very confusing. That's not too bad once you get used to it, because this is your return line, so a second main line. This is your smelter line, and this is your actual main line. And then this basically turns into your siding for your crossover, like it's the main line for the crossover. And then you've got this little dude right here that lets you just hop back onto the main line. You've got your other line from the smelter coming straight in case you want to go to the freight depot or whatever. And then obviously, as you've seen, that track that goes through the middle right here and cuts across both of these lanes, that's from the smelter to the crossover. So if you want to come in straight from the smelter and go into the crossover and do whatever you need to do in here, that's what that's for. So yeah, all of these where Betsy's sitting right here are gonna be car storage once we get to that point. They just can't store as big as trains as the other ones can. Like these two could probably hold quite a few cars, but this one right here that we're standing on, not so much, because we've got to keep it clear of this so we can get those cars back there. Now, depending on how full it is, we could have them all of these stacked all the way up, probably potentially up there to where that ladder begins, and then we just start pulling cars out as we need them. But the whole idea is just for storage and putting cars in there that we're not using, or are waiting to be used. This track right here, this is our crossover to sawmill or sawmill to crossover line. This line will be our return line to the logging camp. So if you're selling logs from the logging camp to the sawmill, you'll use this line quite a bit. And that's why the logging camp is set up the way it is, because you come in, you'll just continue to go down, you'll hit the second diamond, come around, oh no, wait, no, you'll hit the first diamond, go through the first diamond, and then come up and then hit this switch. Because you'll come in and hit it at the right angle, you'll come through here, you'll cross over both of those, and then we'll enter over here to where our sawmill is. And this is where we're fronted with a switch, which is our return loop switch that we normally have in all of our things. So one end will take you one way and one end will take the other way. Now, I did something weird with the sawmill to make this happen, because if we look over here, that line will go straight into the sawmill, and as you see, it kind of connects. There's a switch right there, kind of right where the beams are bought. But you'll switch in there, you'll come around the loop, you'll drop your logs off there, and then you'll come back through, you'll hit that switch right here, come through, cross over this line, and head back out and hit the return loop. Now, if you're going to the sawmill, like if you're selling those dudes to the freight depot or somewhere else down the line, down south, you'll come in, you'll pick up your beams and your lumber, and then you'll come around the circle, hit that, switch there, and you'll take that and go all the way down, and yeah, it will take you down to the freight depot and beyond if you want to. Or if you want to go to the crossover with the logs, you come hit that switch and you come trotting on through, and you come back up through there and you go up that way. So this crossover really helped kind of complete the sawmill, because the sawmill, you really want to be able to go both ways with it. But I was running into the issue of just where to connect it, and then a whole bunch of stuff was arising, because that's not a very big space back there. That mountain kind of sits like right behind it, so you don't have a whole lot of room to actually sit there and turn around, and it's pretty wild. So but yeah, it's kind of wild. That's where we're gonna end it for today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It lets me know that you guys are watching, and subscribe if you want to see more, and stay tuned for the SnowRunner episodes. I'm gonna here soon, I'll put out a couple trial episodes for you guys to see if you guys like it. If they get enough likes and enough whatever, then we'll continue to do the SnowRunner. But that's gonna be it for today, guys. I'll see you in the next one.